I'm Gary Bowden. Well, I grew up in Charleston, South Carolina, so architecture for me was a pretty natural transition. I worked for an uncle who was a contractor, and we tore down more buildings than we built. I think that gave me a respect for architecture and a respect for place. If you've been to Charleston, you know what a wonderfully charming place that is. And I think that just sort of stuck in me, and I followed that dream. Art is the expression of I think, humanity in us. It's the way we express our memories, it's the way we express our desires, it's the way we reflect our spirit. And I think in that respect, architecture is art. Many people don't look at architecture that way because it's got such a pragmatic aspect to it, but when you can create on the scale of architecture, I mean, that's a grand scale. Sculpture at this scale that people use is a phenomenal thing, and the experience of architecture is just fantastically artful. I can't actually say that there's a direct influence of Africa on my work. I can say that the one building that I designed that was the most satisfying and that hit so many theoretical and philosophical goals was this building, the Reginald Lewis African American Museum. When you've got a client that is so clearly focused and an opportunity to interpret that dream and that vision, it can be a really wonderfully heady thing. I find the satisfaction that comes, you know, just from the fact that there is a whole community behind this project, there's a whole people behind it, there's a whole history behind it. A museum is probably the quintessential project for an architect because he gets a chance to interpret on a level that is purely artful. The things that I enjoy most about this building is its boldness, its graphicness, how it communicates. I like the fact that you have to take notice of it. I like the fact that it's bold and bodacious. You know, it's got a lot of attitude. It's got a lot of spirit. With architecture, it's hard to separate where the inspiration comes or who your client really is. I mean, we also design for the people who are going to experience it. And of course, we design a good bit for ourselves. Not selfishly, but in terms of the pride that we get in interpreting an idea for someone else.